by the chandelier. I don't. You just put too much stuff on it.
Yes, substitute. Exactly 1 minute.
Hmm?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So we have quite a few people in. I'm just waiting for a few more. But if you haven't yet, if you could open up the week 15 slides, that would be great, because I will share my screen when I need to, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to take roll this way, which is to have you answer one of the two questions that are in the slide presentation. So it's, and I'm gonna just call on you one at a time. So I wanted to start right away, that way we can move through this activity, but I want to see all your faces and hear all your voices today. So it's, if you could share, what's your stay home theme song? So again, what's your stay home theme song, or what's currently making you happy? Okay, so let me just let in a couple more people, and we're almost all here, I think. All right, so again, it's what's your stay home theme song, or what's currently making you happy? Okay, so I can start. Like, my current stay home theme song is Rihanna's song Work, because I just work all the time. So that's my theme song. Okay, I got a little break, but we're always working. So so again, what's your stay home theme song, or what currently is making you happy? All right, so I'm going to start with Marshall. So I'm just going to go across my screen. So Marshall.
What?
Yeah, you're first on my screen.
There's so many to choose from.
It could be a song or something that's currently making you happy.
A song that I'm just listening to, or that represents what I'm going through?
It doesn't matter. It's your choice.
Dance Monkey.
Okay.
Are we playing it too? Because there it is.
I love that song. Awesome. Now you can just tell us or play it. It's up to you, but that's good. All right. Thank you, Marshall. How about Jesse? And don't forget to unmute yourself. What's your stay home theme song, or what's currently making you happy, Jesse?
Well, the song would be Sounds of Silence. No, I'm just kidding. Be Reasons by Earth, Wind and Fire. That's my happy song. But the thing that makes me happy, my grandson.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing, Jesse. Okay, how about Jill? Just don't forget to mute yourself.
For me, it is the song by Mosaic Music called Eyes on You. It's a great song.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mia?
Hi. So I don't have like a specific song, but I don't even know how I found this person, but on Instagram, there's this guy that goes by D Nice, and I guess he's a DJ, and he plays a lot of music, and he'll have like celebrities that'll come on and they'll do like a shout out to him.
That's cool. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Thank you. And Nancy? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I always forget to unmute myself. I start talking and then nobody can hear me. I would say Happy People by Little Big Town. I've been listening to that song constantly, so that's my go-to song right now.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Francisco?
I was just trying to choose. Well, I've been listening to a lot of classical guitar, so there is one song called Malagueña. So that one.
That's your song. What's it called again?
Malagueña.
Mala con una L? Mala?
Sí, Malagueña.
Malagueña. Okay, awesome. All right, thanks. And Juan, how about you?
Is this for the song?
This is either what's your stay home theme song right now, or what's currently making you happy.
Um, I don't know. I listen to a bit of everything. I like oldies a lot recently. So I've been listening to a lot of Jimmy Scott,
Okay,
back from the 60s. Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Juan. How about you, Livier?
I think my favorite song would be right now "Qué Maldición" by
Can you speak up? Can you speak up just a little bit? What is it?
"Qué Maldición."
¿Qué maldición?
"Qué Maldición."
Oh,
It just came out
maldición.
like 2 days ago. It's by Snoop Dogg and Banda MS.
Okay. I'm gonna go listen to all these songs when I'm done.
You should.
All right, thanks for sharing. How about you, Carolina?
Hi. So there's actually like a Mexican artist that I listen to. His name is Ricardo Arjona, and he just came out with an album. So it's called like Hongos, and that's like been on repeat for like a week now.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. How about Brianna?
So I don't have a theme song, but what's currently making me happy, probably the Michael Jordan series of The Last Dance.
Ah, I saw that trending on Twitter, but I wasn't sure what it was all about. So it's about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I've been watching that. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then since we don't have any sports right now, like that's what's keeping me going.
Okay, yeah. I've seen it a lot, so maybe have to watch that too. How about you, Socorro?
Yeah, it's a good series.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
So the song I have repeat on is "You're Not
Mhm.
Alone" by Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, it's just been on it.
Yeah, anything he does, anything he sings, yeah, puts me in a good mood. Okay. How about you, Caleb?
Basically anything from Luke Combs. His new album is amazing.
What kind of music is that?
Country.
Country. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. I don't listen to too much country, but every now and then I might hear a song and I'm like, oh, I like that, you know.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
Okay.
Really good.
Awesome. How about Carolina?
I think she already went.
Oh, did she go? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, she did go. Sorry, Carolina. Mariana.
Hi. Well, something that just currently made me happy. I just finished the book on Kindle Unlimited, and it's like I did the audio version, but I like true crime. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's called EDEL, and it's based in Seattle, like I believe it was in the 90s. Just true crime about a mother who kills multiple people, and her daughters are the ones that went to this writer to make the book for them, because the mom is coming, I believe she's coming out of jail soon. So they want it to be known because it wasn't that popular, and they don't want her to kill again. So,
oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
From the beginning, it's just a really sad book. To be honest, as a mother, it's really crazy. But yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. All right. I like Criminal Minds. I love Criminal Minds. That's my favorite show.
Yeah, same.
So how about Lisa?
Okay. You know what? I have a couple of songs, but one song that I've been listening to lately is "Thank You." A good friend of mine sings a song called "Thank You," and I've been listening to that. His name Gregory Porter. He is one on his new album. So yeah, that's the song.
Okay.
I'm thankful to be able to still get, paid and pay my bills,
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Working at home.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lisa, for sharing. And how about you, James? What's your stay home theme song, or what's currently making you happy?
My theme song is kind of like anything by Stick Figure. And what makes me happy is getting to work on my motorcycle.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Perfect. I'm glad that makes you happy. How about Melissa?
I think someone mentioned it earlier. I'm not sure who it was, but I have also been listening to Que Maldición with Banda MS and Snoop Dogg.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna have to go hear this. Okay. You guys don't know, you're giving me ideas. Okay. Thank you. How about John?
Give Me Jesus by Jeremy Camp.
Can you speak up just a little bit, John, so we can all hear you?
Give Me Jesus by Jeremy Camp.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, nice. And how about Brooke?
Hi, everyone. Honestly, anything country like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, but Luke Combs just came out with a new song called 6 Feet Apart. And it's really about like gives you hope when everything goes back to normal.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna have to listen to country music tonight. All right, how about Cynthia?
Well, I recently got like a VPN, which lets me watch Netflix from other countries. So I've been been watching other shows like The Big Bang Theory.
Okay. So you get that on Netflix, but you have to have like a special account?
It's like so it like doesn't say my location. So if I was, it would say like I'm in like in another country like Italy, and it lets me watch the options that Italy has on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that. It's so funny. You're just so like, oh, I think it's just all about me and my, you know, what's here for us. Yeah. Okay. Cool. How about Jeanette?
It's not really a theme song, but just like a playlist I have for working out. La vida es un carnaval, so kind of salsa music is what vibes with me right now.
Yeah.
Especially that song, La vida es un carnaval.
Carnival, like a carnival?
Sí, by Celia Cruz.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why, right? Anything that she sings. Okay. Awesome. Okay. How about Lori? Yes, Lori.
Hi. I don't know. I was happy I had a day off today. That thrilled me. No kids today. Yay!
Yeah.
I don't know. I listen to whatever music is on. I prefer 80s. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I love the 80s. Yeah, for sure. How about Miss Rebecca?
I don't have any specific song, but I've been listening to salsa music. So that, and something that makes me happy is like I've been able to be doing projects at home, things that I wouldn't be able to do without being working.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah. I know, I had lots of them, but I just can't get them all done.
I know, right?
We get sidetracked, yeah. All right, thanks, Rebecca. How about Miss Veronica?
Okay, baby, I'm gonna go pee.
Right now I'm listening to like Tusa by Karol G, but usually in the morning I'll listen to John J. Rich Show on 93.1.
Okay, it's a show, you said?
Yeah, the John J. Rich Show.
Okay. I think I know the channel, the station, but I don't think I've ever seen it or heard the show. So.
Yeah, it's in the mornings.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing, Veronica. And I think, let's see, I have a few more. Elizabeth, how about Miss Elizabeth? You have a theme song or is something that's currently making you happy?
I don't have a theme song, but I've been trying out new recipes in the kitchen and working on trying to get my cookies to be fluffy and not so dang skinny when I bake them.
Did you find the secret yet?
No, my fiance tends to believe I need to add more butter, but I don't believe that's the case. So I'm still working on it.
Yeah, does anybody here make fluffy cookies? Because I don't make fluffy cookies either. Maybe somebody.
The trick is to take your egg whites, separate the egg whites and the yolks, and then fluff the egg whites. I don't know why, but it works for pancakes too, for anyone that's interested.
And that's why we came to class today.
Yep, exactly.
Thank you. I'll have to try that.
Refrigerate your dough. Refrigerate your dough.
Oh, somebody said refrigerate your dough.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And then how about Miss Dominique?
Can you hear me on here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. I wasn't sure. You were asking like what our theme song was?
Yeah, like what's your stay home theme song right now, or what's currently making you happy?
I don't really have a theme song I can think of. What's making me happy right now? I've mostly just been, I guess, reading actually. Just reading's been making me really happy.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. My daughter does that every day. Lately, she's been leaving and goes to the park, and we don't see her for a couple hours, and she's gone to go read. All right, well, thank you guys so much. I wanted to kind of start the class off with, how's everyone doing? I had a Zoom meeting recently where we asked, to check in on everyone's mental health, and people were crying. So I thought, well, let me stick to something more positive, because I know that during this time, people are having different emotions and different things going on in your life. So do know that that I think of all of you all the time, and the situation that we're in, and it's not ideal, but I do care for you guys as people first, so trying to look for things that are positive during this time, and knowing that as teachers, you have such a critical role in this whole craziness, because the students really look to teachers as their saviors many times, and they're so connected to their teachers. And so know that the situation that we're in, it really, I think, highlighted how important teachers are, and how valuable you are, and how important you are to kids beyond the academics, but the stability even. So know that that you're in a profession that is very, rewarding, and very worthy of just feeling, you should feel very proud of yourselves, because it's a profession that requires a lot. So, but thank you guys all for sharing your theme songs, what makes you happy. And like I said, I'm sure that it doesn't come without challenges. I had my two daughters just got in an accident 2 days ago. They got rear-ended in the back. Somebody just slammed into them, and they're fine, thank goodness, but it was a mess. You're like, they don't go anywhere. And the day I let them go to their aunt's house, not even very far, and then it just changed everything. Luckily, everyone's okay, but the poor gentleman, he was 19 years old, and he got hurt, and the car got totaled, but he's devastated. And I just thought, I mean, it's not like accidents don't happen, but
right. Was he just not paying attention, or was it like was he running a stop sign? Did he just not see them, or?
Well, they were at a stop sign, at a stoplight. And so, how sometimes when you're going so fast and then maybe you don't realize the cars are kind of backed up at a stoplight, I think that's what happened. And then she hit the car in front of her. And I think they're talking about that car possibly being totaled, like the insurance isn't going to want to fix it. But her being in the middle,
right?
She drives a 4Runner, like a 2005 4Runner that my dad bought her, and her brothers like to make fun of her that it's old or whatever, but she always says, my car's sturdy, and it sure was. That thing got very little damage.
Yay,
so,
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're.
Yeah, we are too, and they just both had made their college decision the day before, so they're both going to UCLA. So we're really excited about that, and so we were celebrating a little. Yeah, they were celebrating a little, and then it's like, oh, can we please go to Thea's? And I said, yeah, go ahead. To go see. She has a little 2-year-old, so she's like, they wanted to go see their cousin. So, but anyways, we're just happy everything just keeps moving and that everyone's okay and safe. So I'm hoping that you guys are okay and safe as well. And be careful. So I'm going to start us now with class. We have, today the focus will be around tech tools. I definitely want to finish strong, you know, but I wanted to start by, let me share my screen. And I use my school account, so we should be fine, everyone, just so everyone knows. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to log into my stuff. So if you have the presentation up, I'll just kind of talk about all your assignments being due tomorrow. So all those assignments are due tomorrow. Most of you have everything in, so for you, you're fine. But for some of you who don't have everything in, you want to get all of that done. The only thing that will not be due, of course, is your signature assignment. And we'll talk about that briefly. Sorry, let me pull up the screen. I think you guys can see everything I'm doing. Okay, so let's see. Can you guys see my screen? Can you give me a thumbs up? Yes, okay, I'm here, I'm seeing yes. Okay, so if you haven't done so yet, what's due to tonight basically was the Journal 12, your reflection, and then tonight's tech tools activity, you'll get points for that as well. Okay, so that completes the coursework. So if you could have everything turned in tomorrow by midnight, I know everyone always asks what time, so midnight's good. And then your signature assignment, if you'd like me to review it, if you could give it to me tomorrow would be nice. I mean, if you give it to me on Wednesday, that still gives me time. I just never know how many I'm gonna get to review. I think everyone who already sent me theirs, I've reviewed and given you some feedback. They look great though. I mean, you guys really know what you're doing. You've written lesson plans before, and the ones I've read so far, you've touched everything that, you know, you've really added lots of details, so everything's there. So if you want me to review it, even if you haven't started it, you'd be surprised what you can put together in a few hours. So share that with me through an email or through Google, okay? So that's it. So if this picture is linked, so if you want to go there, you can link there, and it lists everything from the course from this semester, okay? Are there any questions?
I have a question regarding the reflection. I did it, but I sent it, I shared it, Google Docs. Is that okay if I shared it that way with you?
Yes, and I got yours.
Okay,
so there's quite a few that I've gotten. I have not checked those off and put them into the grade book yet, but I will first thing in the morning. Okay, so first thing, you know, probably by noon, I will look through everyone's journal and portfolios. I'll go through my emails and go through my Google shared, anything shared, and I'll add in Journal 12, the reflection, and the tech tools from tonight, the class points as well. Okay, so by noon, what I'll do is I'll turn everything to zeros, these 3 assignments to zeros if I don't have them yet for any reason. And then that way at noon, you can look and you can see what am I still missing, okay? And if there's any questions, please just reach out and ask, okay? So if you see something like, oh, I'm missing Journal 7, I thought I did that, you know, just send me an email. It's there or something. But most everyone has those done. Any other questions about your assignments?
Yeah, where do we submit the signature assignment?
So does everyone here have live text? Is there anyone that does not? So where we usually put the signature assignment, we upload it into live text. So if you could upload it there, I will look for it there, but you can email it to me. You can email it to me. I'm gonna look it over. But I think if you put it into live text, it's a nice place for CSUB to have all your like videos or lesson plans uploaded there as well.
So we really don't need to send one to you on Blackboard or even on Google at all, just straight to live text.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
That's fine. But if anybody's having a problem or anything, just yeah, just let me know. And then the next slide is just a signature assignment. Once again, there's an example there. There is a rubric that we use. And the example there was an opening kind of an introduction. It revolved more around a task, like a 3-act task. And yeah, again, the ones I've read, and I say we because the other teacher and I are reading them at the same time, but we've read them and they look really good and really solid. So I don't think any of you have anything to worry about. Just remember to embed whatever you say you're going to do, right? So like if you say, I'm going to use these sentence strips, that you embed them within your actual delivery. Or if, don't forget your explanations. Last semester, I mostly took points off for people not explaining. So that's your second column, where it says like, give your rationale, give your explanation, you know, why are you using an anchor chart? You know, what's the benefit of that? And so just a quick 1 or 2 sentences that would say, you know, using an anchor chart really allows students to have something to reference. They have visuals. They can, you know, see the different strategies, whatever you want to describe as your rationale, okay? But you guys are, again, the ones I've seen so far, you're doing a fine job. Okay. And I understand that you might not be able to do the reflection, so just at least add your questions to the reflection portion. And if you're able to answer them, that's great. And if you're not, that's okay. But I do know some of you were already able to deliver those lessons prior to us leaving school. So if you have some real reflection that you want to add, please add it. Okay, so any questions on the signature assignment? All right, and again, just feel free to reach out if you have questions. All right, I'm going to move us into tech tools then. So let's see. Yeah, so I want to talk I'm going to break you guys into breakout rooms. So we're going to try this tonight. God help me. I'm like, please. So, so you're each going to have your own tool that you're going to explore. Okay, so just giving you a little bit of a heads up. So there'll be 5 different breakout rooms. There'll be 5 tools. And then I'm going to give you about 45 minutes or so. We'll come back together and then each group will present their tool. Okay, and I'll give you more details in just a second. But I wanted to start with this slide here. I don't know if you've ever heard of the like digital divide, the digital use divide. And so I'll just touch on it briefly, which basically you have 2 types of users. So there's a passive user and then there's an active user. And so when you think of your students and you think about the technology that you want to choose for your students, I want you to be mindful of, is this a lot of passive time or is this active? Okay, because there's a real difference. So if we're watching Netflix, that would be very passive. You know, we sit there, we watch, and we're just kind of, you know, entertained by what we're watching. That could be very passive. But an active user is somebody that might be creating something. Recently, I did a Wii video. So the Wii video, I took maybe 15 different clips of video, and then I went and I just cut them and, you know, sliced them into the chunks I wanted, and then I put them all together, and then I added music to it. So that would be an example of being an active user because you are creating. So there's some examples there, like somebody that's coding, media production, kind of what I described, even interaction with experts. You know, how do you use technology to interact with others? I have one example where students were reading a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but one of our specialists at the district office, she tweeted out a picture that said, look at what these kids are doing. They're creating, they created little short films from the text, from the book, sorry, the book they were reading, I think is a novel, and then they tagged the author. Well, then the author did a full like Zoom meeting with the class. So it was really cool because he answered all their questions about the book that the whole class had read, and it was just super fun. So, I mean, that's another way to be an active user of technology, okay? So, so just remember that. This is, that's all I'm gonna say is just remember there is an actual divide. There are students that are, not even just students, but students and adults and people who use technology to be a passive user. And then there are people that use technology in a more active way. So as a teacher, I would ask you to be mindful of how many activities am I giving them that are passive, especially if there's just too many that are passive. So change it up a little, make them the active user, okay? Because that will be the divide, that will be the future here is of what the kids have access to. All right, moving along. This is just some data. When you look at this, this is the projected STEM jobs. And so you can see STEM is STEM, STEAM, whatever you want to call it. You know, we all hear it, we all see it. It's been around for a little while now. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, sorry, my daughter is talking to me. Yeah, you can take it. So I mean, so clearly our students need to be engaged in, you know, yeah, you can take this. Sorry, life. Thanks, baby. So we can see though that clearly there will be a lot of opportunities for our students to engage in jobs and, you know, professions that require the use of technology in some form or another. Even thinking of how everything is done with robots, you know, that's pretty amazing. I've seen some factories and I'm just amazed at what technology can do right now. So just a quick visual for you. And in here, we're not going to watch this video, but there is a video that if you have a chance, you can watch it, but it's a great story. This gentleman, I can't even think, I can't say his name, but he leaves computers in a village in India, and it's just amazing what he finds when he drops these computers off, and when he comes back, how they've taught themselves how to use this technology. And it's like a very poor village. I mean, these kids aren't even wearing shoes. I mean, but his point is just that our children, our students, they have the ability to learn and to absorb beyond what we could ever imagine. And so it's a great video if you have a chance to watch it. So the last thing I want to cover here with technology is, if you're going to use technology in your classroom, you want to kind of think about how does this technology enhance the skills of the 21st century learner, or how can I promote the skills, you know, just how do I develop these skills? So I'm hoping that most of you have heard of the 4 C's, but one is communication. So how much time are kids communicating? They're thinking. And we talked a little bit last week about Moises, right? And how hard that was for him to communicate, but even thinking of all our special populations, right? And how do we give them opportunities to communicate so that you don't always call on the same child? Because that's easy to do as a teacher, myself included. I did that. I always knew my 5 best students that were always going to respond, you know, but how can all kids share ideas? And so that's why that leading group discussion unit you guys did is super important, right? The collaboration as well. How do kids work together to solve problems? How do kids see the value in each other's work? So that is also one of the very critical C's. The third one is the critical thinking. So how do our kids solve problems? You know, how do they reason? How do they make decisions and question? And I just imagine like a student that is so engaged, they're so invested, and they want to like solve whatever they're working on, or they want to like even provide a solution if there's a problem in a story. So I just imagine this critical thinking allows them to go deeper and something that they're really, really love, like something they're really engaged in. And then the last part is the creativity. And this is the part that I know, like for myself, I miss a lot of times because I'm not always as creative. So how can our kids be more creative? And that does require us to plan sometimes, okay? So, but these 4 are critical in our kids futures and in their future professions or college career, their civic lives, you name it. Just look at where we are now with our cell phones, okay? Very different than it was 20 years ago. So just preparing them for the future, okay? So I am going to move us into this piece here. So I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. And so what I've chosen today is the Math Learning Center. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Math Learning Center. Some of you may, because I know that your fraction videos you sent me, I know there was at least 3 of you that used digital tools, and that was kind of cool because you didn't have to. I just, expected some writing, and a lot of you used different color coding, which I thought was wonderful. By the way, those videos were awesome. I loved your videos. But I know there were 3 of you, and I can't remember who the 3 were, but I think there was 3 or 4 of you even who used digital tools. So you actually showed fraction strips and color coded them, but it was all done digitally. So that's where you can, this is where I'm kind of taking you today. I'm going to take you to the Math Learning Center. And in the Math Learning Center, you're going to have an opportunity. Group 1 will use some number lines. Group 2 will use number pieces, which are also your base 10 blocks. Group 3 will use the number rack, which is also the rec and rec. Group 4 will use pattern shapes. So we have a lot of pattern shapes in our manipulative kits a lot of times. So what can you do with those? And then group 5 will use a geoboard. So I chose all of these because they were on one site. And this one site, we have found that they are really user-friendly. Once you kind of got to explore a little, get to know them, how to use them. But sometimes we don't always have like concrete objects in front of us. So it's nice to be able to model using a tool like this, a digital tool. So I want to make sure that all of you know that these exist, know how to use them, know that they are free, which is such a great plus, and that all of these allow kids to be creative. So it's not something that's given to them, it's something that they will use and build and show their thinking. So that's why I chose the Math Learning Center, okay? Usually when we do this portion, we'll talk about Flipgrid and Screencastify, but I knew that you guys had used Flipgrid, and I hope that you do see the benefit of Flipgrid and how you can elicit student thinking, how you can get kids to explain, to justify, how you can get give feedback to your kids on Flipgrid. So there's really great opportunity for them to be creative there. In Screencastify, I just chose not to spend the time there tonight, but it's something, if you don't know Screencastify, I would highly recommend that you go and you learn how to Screencastify. It's recording your screen, it's recording you, but I could have pre-recorded this whole lecture, let's just say, or this whole session tonight, and then just sent you the link so you could watch a video of me talking over slides. So just a lot of our teachers are using that right now. And I know that it's been really helpful for our students. So just remember, there's some really, really great resources out there that you can use to communicate with students. So tonight I chose specific math tech tools for us to use, okay? So let me tell you what I'm gonna have you guys do. So once you get in with your group, there are 2 links here. One is a document that I'd like you to fill out. And then the document has what's on the right of your screen right now, which is make a list of math concepts this tool can support. The second thing I'd like you to respond to is describe how this tool can support the 21st century skills. So if your students are going to use this, how is it going to support them in communicating? Okay, and think about what that might look like in your class. And then prepare to share with our whole group when you come back, okay? So what I'd ask you to do is to choose a problem. Just choose any math problem that you think would, that the tool lends itself to, and then demonstrate how to use the tool with your example. So you're gonna have to pick somebody who's willing to show us how to use the tool. So somebody's gonna need to be able to share their screen with us, okay? And then what you think the benefits of this tool are and what are some features of this tool. Okay, so basically you're just giving us a quick little preview, I guess you could say, of how to use this tool for mathematics. And you guys will work on this together, but you can take turns talking when you come back to the whole group, or you can have one spokesperson. Same when you go fill the document out, you know, one person can fill it out or several of you can. I just ask that all of you collaborate on it, okay? So each one of these on the slide here is linked. I'm gonna put you into groups. You'll fill out the document, and the actual app, they're apps, so you can just pull them up on the web, or if you have your cell phone, you could pull it up there as well. So make sure those work. I'll check in the break rooms, or you can put a question in the chat box. I'm sure I will get them all. Okay. So before I let you go in, and this is really an exploring activity, so I'm not gonna like show you how to use them. You're gonna go in and explore, and here's a nice thing. Every single one of these has a video, a slide video presentation, and it shows you what it can do. So you guys can quickly look through that if you'd like. But other than that, I think you can just explore, kind of play with it a little, and together you guys can figure out some of the benefits, okay? So let me stop sharing. There's everybody. Okay, so I practiced earlier, and so I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. I'm going to do it randomly, and I'm not going to do it yet because I first want to make sure we don't have questions. So are there any questions about the activity you need to do right now, or clarification? Think we're good? Okay, and if you have a question, I'll jump into the rooms. I'm going to try. If not, put a question in the chat box, and I'll respond that way, or you guys can text me too. So in case I'm like in one room and I'm not going to your room, just I'll put my number on the slide. That way you guys can text me. So I am going to put about 5 of you in a room. It's going to just do it automatically. So no questions. If you have no questions, I'm going to move you over. I think I'm going to, give me just a second. I know I can put the time. I want to give you, let's come back at 7 o'clock. So if you finish early, just take a break until 7 o'clock. Okay, so that gives you about 45 minutes. Fair? All right, so let me get in here and I want to just put breakout rooms close. Sorry, I have to fill this out. 45 minutes. So I'll say 45 minutes, and I'll give you a 60-second countdown. All right, I think this should work. I hope. All right, so we'll see you guys at 7 o'clock. All right? All right.
Hilda, we're in the wrong rooms. Jesse's in 3, I'm in 4, or
Okay, because it did it automatically. Okay. So I can change you.
Okay, will you put me in 3, please?
Yes. So
right,
let me move you to room 3.
Okay, thanks.
Let me know. I hope it sends you there. Just let me know.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I'm going to tell Jesse I'm taking a break for 45 minutes and see what he says.
It says you should be invited now. Does it show it?
No, it doesn't say anything.
Okay, so let me see. I know it says move to, so I moved you to his room.
Okay. I'm still just looking at you though.
I know, and I see you. Hold on, and then, okay. So let me just, okay. Broadcast, okay, move to, okay, so I moved you to that room, and then it says not joined. So, Okay, I'm going to move you out of room 3 and let me just see if I can get you back. Let me just see if I can figure this out. I'm sorry. Let me just, I might have to, okay, move you to room 3. It doesn't tell you to join a room yet?
No, doesn't say anything.
Let me see if I can move Jesse to, what room are you in?
I'm nowhere now. I declined my room 4, so.
Okay. All right, sorry, let me just see.
Okay.
I moved you and it shows me that you're in room with Jesse, but it's saying you have to join.
camera angle makes you look so tall.
Where'd you go? Where are you going right now? Going through drive-through? What's open? Chick-fil-A? Some Chick-fil-A. Panda, you can get Panda. Panda Express there.
Cane's is open.
Where?
Cane's. Raising Cane's.
How long? Is it open past 8? Baby's hungry.
That's a good point.
Is the AC on in there? Are you going anywhere? So fascinating.
Where are you going?
I can't
It's all like
hear you.
hot.
Take us with you.
Where were
Where do
you?
you say you're going? So depending where you're going, tell us.
What kind of pillow is that? I love the backgrounds.
Oh, it's a nice pillow. I can sleep without it. That's my lazy pillow. Comfy lazy pillow. Like right now.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a little break in there as well, and that you were able to learn a few things about the resource you were given. So I'm just going to get us started. So I'll start with group. I'll just go backwards, okay? So we'll go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if we could start with group 5.
Sorry, Juan.
And you can share your screen with us.
Okay. Group 5, here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Who do we have first? Caleb, go ahead, take it.
All right. Hi, I'm Caleb. We did the geo board. Now, the geo board is basically like just like a little screen that has like can be a circle, rectangle, square, and you can use rubber bands, and you can create shapes. And the things that you can do with it are patterns. You can do shapes. You can do many different types of geometry that also include shapes and patterns. You can also do the Pythagorean theorem, because what you can do is you can draw on it with like your mouse to make numbers, and you can do like equations with the Pythagorean theorem. And then also with the equations, you can find the perimeter and area of all of the different shapes.
Mia, go ahead with communication and creativity.
Okay, so for communication, students can create shapes and share them with others, such as their classmates and their teacher, by talking about what's on the board and showing a visualization. It's a simple way of sharing their progress. And then for creativity, students can create shapes, but they can also create more shapes out of those shapes that they put on the board. And patterns, they can use different colors to make it more creative. And then what I found interesting is you can use math expressions that's on the GeoBoard tool and put them into the GeoBoard.
Cool, thank you. Melissa, let's go ahead with collaboration.
So the GeoBoard promotes collaboration because students work together to create new shapes and patterns. It also incorporates critical thinking because students use their higher order thinking skills required to create and evaluate new patterns. Students can also use a GeoBoard to create symmetry, which also involves critical thinking because they discuss how shapes can be portrayed on both sides of the center line.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the GeoBoard so you guys can see what it looks like. And then while I do that, Francisco is going to tell us kind of what we see there as an example. So Francisco.
So we choose the problem of have a square with 4 units, and we're going to have our students create a shape that has an area 4 times as large as that. So we're going to try to use this tool to visualize scale.
Okay, thank you, Francisco. And the cool thing about this is one of the tools I'm going to go into. So to see how many squares we have in the unit in the area here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the area. So I'm going to go on a little Jesus tangent here. Does anyone want to chime in and see? Think of different ways that we could get a square that's 4 times the size of this. Anybody? What if we took like the red rubber band and we made a square that was 4, another red rubber band, made another square that was 4, another rubber band, made a square that was 4, oops. So we're pretty much multiplying our original square. Oh man, pretty much multiplying our original square by 4. And now from here, we could do a couple things. Who thinks they could find a couple ways to count the area here? Anyone?
Count the boxes.
So you could count the boxes individually. But what if we have like 100 squares here and 100 squares here? Way too many to count the individual boxes. But I do like that, Brianna. For a square this size, that's a good answer. What about a different way that makes it a little bit quicker?
I would count
4 times 4.
Is that what you were gonna say, Juan?
I was gonna say count the row, how many are in a row and how many are in a column, and multiply it.
Cool. That's kind of, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is what?
16.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So that's our example problem there. And so what we're gonna go on now is like a couple of tools that this site offers. So like I did here earlier, you could bring up the grid patterns. If you want to make it kind of like an axis, it could show an X, Y axis and the numbers there. I don't know what these, but we made a new square. But yeah, there's like a thing for circles here where you can do like portions and fractions. Like you can do a whole lot of stuff with this website. So I definitely recommend it. So that's kind of our tidbit there.
Awesome. Can we react? Can't we go into reaction and give them a thumbs up or a clap?
I prefer claps. No,
there you go. You got some claps. Yay. So thank you. Yes. And one other thing I would add, because we just used it this year, is we saw some 8th grade teachers using the tool you shared to show transformations. So they would use a rubber band and make the X and the Y axis, and then they would put like a shape over here, and then they would ask the kids to reflect it over the X axis, and then translate it over the Y. So it was really cool how our 8th grade teachers were able to use this tool for transformations as well. So thank you so much. And the kids don't have to be like, what is it, where they would, so what's the official word to when you take a rubber band and you go like that and you shoot it at each other?
Flinging it.
Yeah.
Shoot a rubber band or?
I know. I'm like, but the kids would always, they would always do that. So, okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's go to group 4.
Okay. So we got pattern shapes, and the website is, well, it's the same one, right? Math Learning Center.
It's the same one. You guys can go to that one link on the slide and you'll get them all. There's more too. There's more.
Okay. So this website, you can do geometry, fractions, proportions, patterns, how this tool can support 21st century skills. You can solve problems in new ways, hands-on. lots of visual. It's very colorful. Let's see. And students can do this by themselves or with partners as well. If you want to go to the website, Socorro. So that's what we were working on. So this is blank when you first get on the website. It's blank, and on the left side at the bottom, there's a no grid. Socorro, do you want to show them I don't know if you want to get on it again so we can show them from the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you first get on it. You can add the grid lines on the left at the bottom. It'll say no grid, and you just click on it and it'll show you the grid lines. What we did or we were working on was a fraction problem. So we were choosing the squares, and we were working with the problem 2/4 plus 1/4. And as you can see, Socorro is showing you, if you, at the bottom next to the pencil, you see those the plus, the minus, all of that. That's where you click it and that little box pops up with the numbers. So that's what she did. And then you just click on the shapes that you want to use and you drag them. And she's gonna create a shape with 4 squares. And then at the bottom, you can color them in with all those options. So she is coloring them yellow. So this reminded us of our fraction videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically on the left side, it gives you all the shapes. You can click on them. You can color them in however you want. At the bottom, there's also an angles button that you can mess with angles. And then the pencil, you can draw on anything. So yeah, so she was shading. She was also splitting up a shape. We were trying to figure out if we could like just choose a shape and then somehow cut it up, but we couldn't figure it out. So we did it with the pencil.
So that's pretty much it with this website.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I have a question. The little figure with the boat off to the yeah. Did you guys try that at all?
We did
No,
it.
we
clicked on
didn't.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm wondering if like you pick one of them, like the turtle or something. I think that's a turtle. I don't know. And then I'm wondering if I want to say it might be like a
Tangram? Isn't that what they're called?
I'm thinking first grade or somewhere second, maybe kinder, maybe. Yeah, they play with shapes, and so you can like move over the different shapes and fill them in to try to create the turtle with your shapes.
Right, that would be an excellent thing for them. Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the pencil.
Yeah, and I think they just move them around, and it's helping them see like visually, especially. Yeah, look at that. There you go. Yeah. And I know last semester, one of the students played this at our math game night. They brought the pattern blocks, and then they brought sheets for the parents, and then they'd work together with their children and fill in the patterns with the different blocks. So, okay. I wasn't sure, and I figured that might be what it was over there in that corner. Okay, and then you could even, what I like about this is that kids can do it differently here. So you might have partners working on it and filling it one way, and then another group of kids or another set of partners filling it in different ways, but they can see how you can use different shapes to fill it. And then eventually it moves on over to area for them and whatnot, so.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would stay on this thing all day. I mean, you could probably challenge them, right? Who can use the fewest pieces or the most pieces or the most triangles or something. Perfect.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Group 4.
Thank you.
Let's give them a clap. Let's see. Yay. Thumbs up, clap. All right, so let's move to Group 3.
It's Liviere. She lost 4G.
She lost what?
I'm kidding. I don't know.
Oh, here. Let me do I need to check who it is?
Is this Elizabeth?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get on here and to share the screen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Here we are.
Okay. So that's our group name. I mean, the people in our group, Elizabeth, Lisa, Brianna, Jesse, and Dominique. And we have the Rec and Rec. So the first part of that, explore digital tool, make a list of math concepts this tool can support. It can support adding, subtracting, skip counting, multiplication, division, can keep track of the score and development of students' number sense. So it can do all those things, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
Okay, who's next? Dominique?
We said that this tool can support the 21st century skills. We said students can learn collaboration skills when they're working with their partners to describe a number, sentence, or problem. They also can learn communication skills when they are verbally communicating a visual representation with each other. We also said that it's good for their creativity because they're able to develop their own problem and equation to solve. And we said it was good for their critical thinking skills as well because they can look at a problem in a new way through a visual, physical, and concrete representation, which like enhances number sense.
And we'll just go on to Jesse.
I think Brianna, she's sharing this portion here with us. She's demonstrating, but I think she's having a glitch on her end. I see that her screen's going off, but I'm not hearing anything.
Oh,
We'll just have Jesse go ahead and finish it out.
Wait, is Jesse supposed to be sharing?
Okay, what are some of the features of this tool that your group would like to share with the rest of us? Well, we talked about with the Rec and Rec, the great math manipulative that provides a visual representation for math problems in the areas of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, number sense, etc. It provides students with kinesthetic support as it works on fine motor skills by having students move objects from left to right. We also thought this would be a great tool for math talk. We could provide students with the physical Rec and Rec and have them solve a problem independently or in a group.
Okay, so in order for me to share my screen, you need to get out of your screen.
And there you go, Brianna.
Okay, so this is the Rec and Rec, and then our problem that we came up with was 14 penguins were standing on the ice. Some penguins jumped into the water and 6 were left. How many penguins jumped into the water? So you can add however many rec and recs you want. Like there's 2 right here, but you can add however many, like just by pressing this add button. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then so you can just have 2 or more than 2. You can write on it by using this thing over here. And you can write a text too. So that's why I wrote the text up there. So they can come up with like their own word problem or their own math story and then share with their partner. One could be sharing the math story and the other one could be representing it. That's one way one activity we came up with. And then this is just drawing the problem right here. And so yeah, that's basically it, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you can, so they all start on the right, correct? Like when you start like a new screen, they all start on
Yeah,
the right, and then you slide them over, right? Okay. Yeah.
One by one or like however many.
Yeah.
And then you can underline as well, like whatever word problem you come up with, you can underline it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and yeah, so we did a missing add-in problem.
Yeah.
So,
and this, what I like is that it's color coded. So they're like 5s, right? So it helps the kids build that sense of 5, the sense of 10. So it's really good. And then I think, like you said, you could add rows. And
yeah.
I'm thinking you can add possibly up to 10 rows. I think.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah. 10 rows.
I think that's the maximum, but that's nice because you can work within 100 with the kiddos, you know, counting by 5s or whatever. But if you need 100 total, there you have it. So, yeah. And like you said, you could use the pin to circle numbers or something, whatever you need. So, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, group 3. Let's give them a hand. Yay. Okay, and we'll go on to group 2.
All right. Hi, everyone. How are we?
Good.
Fantastic. All right. Carolina, would you like to run through this real quick?
Do you want me to say like the bullet points first? Is that what you're asking?
You do that.
Yes. Okay, so certain things that we're supposed to, can everyone hear me? I think so.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so a few things that we're sharing with the group. So we got the base 10 like blocks, and one of the questions is, what are the benefits of this tool? And the benefits are that they can be used for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And they're also great because they're visuals and other things. So what are some features of this tool that your group would like to share with the rest of the class? And is that they're easy to use. You can also use it on the smartboard because I guess it's already part of the smartboard technology. And another thing too is that you can't really lose them because it's like on an application or it's online. So yes, so Marshall, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys a little math problem that we came up with. We came up with a little math problem, 325. Subtract, what was it? Sorry. Oh, 325 subtract 106. Okay, 325 subtract 106. That's our math problem. All right, and okay, let me shrink that real quick. So what's great about this is we can use this as a straight math problem. We can use all these tools down here at the bottom. What we're gonna do is we have a little math problem right here. All right, so class.
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you. All
Yes, yes.
right. So we have a little math problem right here. It's 325 subtract 106. And we're going to use base 10 blocks to represent this problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the top number. We have 300, 100, 200, and 300. 325. So we have 300s, and then we have 110 and 2 10s, which equal 20. And then we have 5 1s. So we have 1. Could you guys please count with me? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All together, we have 325. Okay. Now, our math problem is asking us to take away 106. So, we're going to go ahead and start in the ones column. Okay. So, we're going to start in the ones column right here. And it says we're going to take away 6 from 5. Can we do that? Veronica, can we do that? You're right. No, we can't. Okay.
We can't do that.
So what we're going to do is we're going to borrow. We're going to borrow from our closest friend, which is the tens column. Okay. So as you see right here, it is 2. So we're going to borrow from the tens column right here. We have 2 tens. And we're going to use this little feature right here to break apart that 10. So let's break that apart. And we did. Okay. And we're going to take that 10 and we're going to show you with the numbers right here. Oh, we're going to show you with the numbers right here. We're going to take away, we're going to borrow right there. And that leaves us with 110, as you can see right here. And those 10s are broken down into ones. And so we're going to put those over here. They're represented right there. And that's what it kind of looks like so far. And now we're going to go back to the math problem. And we're going to take away 6 from the ones column. Now we can take away those 6. So let's do that right now. Count with me, please. We're going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That leaves us with 9. We have 9 ones. So we're going to go back into our problem right here, and we're going to go ahead and 9. That leaves us with 9. Good job. All right. So let's move on over to the tens column. And it looks like we need to take away 0. So we don't need to take away anything. Fantastic. We're going to leave 1 there. So let's leave 1 right there. Boop. Boop. Okay, and we're going to move over to the the hundreds column, and it's asking us to take away 100. So let's go ahead and take away 100. Boop. And that leaves us with 200. That's right. So we're going to go ahead and put that. Oops, not right there. We're going to use that, and we're going to go ahead and put 2 right there. And it looks like we are finished with the problem. We can count up our base 10 blocks and see if it matches our regular algorithm here. So we have 100, 200, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 219. John, thank you so much for clapping or counting along with me. Everybody give John 2 snaps and a clap. And that is how we use this math app for base 10s. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, group 2. Let's give them a clap or a thumbs up. Marshall, thank you for leading us through that as your students. That was fun. And then if we could get you to unshare this screen. That's awesome. I hope that you guys are seeing how valuable these tools are and that they're available. And the best thing to do is just to try them out. Try them out. And you might find that some are better than others, or some might work for certain parts of the unit or parts of the lesson. Some might take away from what you might want to draw out or create an anchor chart with. Some you need because of the visual, the objects. You know, you'll get a feel for them, but I would ask that you definitely use them. A lot of veteran teachers, they won't use a lot of these tools. They have the, you know, the buckets with the manipulative, and I can't say that they all don't use digital, but right now that's what our kids are very, very comfortable with. So using concrete objects physically, but then also being able to see it digitally is going to prepare them again for the world that's coming. So last group 1. So if we can go to group 1.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Juan, take it away.
Juan, you're muted.
Thank you for letting me know. I would have gone through the whole thing with that. Okay, so our tool is the number line. And a few of the tools that you can use the number line for that we figured out are I'm using them for whole numbers, fractions, decimals, and even taking them to negative and positive integers. And so the number line is cool, and then it allows students to use a virtual number line that they can work through all these different things with. And it's cool because you want to go to the actual app, and I can just, I have my, so you can actually begin with a word problem. So if you were to say teaching, especially now there's like Screencastify or something, you could definitely use this tool to begin with the word problem or a written equation like that. And then from there, you could go through working each part of the equation. So for example, if you notice the number line, it's very spread out. You can go from like very contracted number line so you can get to really big numbers. But since we're doing 1/8 and 2/8, we kind of spread that out. One thing we did notice as far as a negative is you can actually share out the code for your number line. So you can share that out, but what doesn't end up happening is you can't work collaboratively on it. It ends up being that you just push it out, and then whoever receives it on their end, they just get to use it from there. If you're moving things around, they're not going to be able to see that. So that's one thing that we did notice.
So let me show you what Juan is talking about.
Yeah.
So you can add a text box and add a problem on there, which we did. What is the sum of 1/8 and 2/8? Down here, you can adjust your number lines. So if you want to do whole numbers, fractions, decimals, no numbers or no ticks. Spacing also, these are more together, a little bit more space, and then this is spread out. So this is what we're using for ours. And you can have a starting point. So we start at 0, and you can also see that up here. So our number line starts at 0, and then it just goes on from there. So what we did is we have our number line into 8ths, and then we are going to add one of these little space bars, you can call them. And then locate it, we did this. So we start from 0, and we are gonna go to 1/8. So in here, you can include the fraction, which is 1/8, done. And then from here, if you just click this one, it'll give you another one, the exact same, for the exact same measure. So another 1/8. So students can see you're adding, you want to add 2 more. So I already added 1, you can add 1 more. And then in here, I can also include my fraction. So I have 1/8. And so then the students can see, okay, I started at 0. I began with 1/8 and I added 2 more, 2/8. So now I ended up at 3/8. So, and if they mess up, let's say they added an extra one, they can click that one and then hit this little trash can, and it'll just take it away from there. You can also share your work. We tried this to collaborate together. Somehow it didn't work, but you can share the link with anybody, share a code. You can also save image. I did try this one. You can save it and then pull it up later. So this is a really, really cool app to use. And that is it.
Can you change the color?
For
like of the bar. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
I did try these, but it's for the numbers inside or the fractions inside.
I had that problem too with my video. I couldn't figure out how to change the fraction bar color.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you can't. I was just wondering, like, if.
Or maybe it depends on the color you use here. No, it doesn't. So no, I tried that too, but it just changed the numbers.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see kind of those little paint drops at the bottom like I did with the other ones.
You can also draw in here with the pen. So yep, that is
it. Okay, thank you, group one. Can we give them a clap as well? See if I can go back and remember. Oh yeah, yay. All right, awesome. Well, I hope that this was, if it's something you've already used, that it just kind of refreshed your mind about how digital tools can really benefit our kids, you know, and that they do have room and space in our classrooms. And this, you guys just got one resource. That's it. There's a lot out there, and there's a lot of free ones. I would just ask that you explore them. And when I say explore them, it's try them out yourself, maybe with your grade level teams, see if it's something you can use, but definitely don't be afraid to try them, because it's like teaching. Anything that's new, you're probably going to fail at first, or you might have some hiccups here and there. But if it really does help, bless you.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
If it does help even a few more students grasp a concept,
thank you.
It's worth the time. Okay, so just remember that. What else? Let me get to my screen share here really quick for you guys. I think. Yeah, let me see. We just did that. So I guess we're coming to a close, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad. First of all, I'm sad that we didn't have class and we weren't able to quite do everything that I had planned, but I'm glad that you guys were all able to join through Zoom, and that we're all learning. I've learned so much about Zoom in just the last week. But again, just for this week, everything, just get it turned in by tomorrow except for your signature assignment. I also included the student website list. So this was everything you guys put for one of your journal entries, where I had you, I think it was journal 10 or something, where I had you guys add websites that you either use or you know about. At first I tried to, like, if not put duplicates in, but then it took me too long to kind of filter it all. So then I just ended up copy and pasting the rest of the ones I saw. So anyways, there might be duplicates. You might see yours, you might not, but this was the list that this class came up with and you guys compiled into your portfolio journals. So thank you. So again, just a reminder, when it comes to tech tools, the main thing is just be mindful of how you're using them, and that it really does allow students to grow and learn and really, like, meet whatever objective you have for them, so that it's rigorous enough, right? So that it's aligned to the standards and whatnot. But again, it's really important that our kids are prepared for the future, and that includes technology for sure, okay? Well, with all of that said, the only thing I have left are two little quotes. And these are two of my favorite teacher quotes. So the first one says, "Education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten." And I feel this way, like I could prepare for a test in college and I would know everything for that test. But a week later, I don't think I would remember much of anything. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's like I could prepare and cram everything in, my Rika, whatever, you name it. I was so good at it, but it's kind of like that. If you don't use it, you kind of lose it. It's true, right? But education is what survives. And I love that piece. And sometimes it's not a concept, but rather a skill, right? Of persevering, or I'm able to problem solve a reason. But that quote is one of my favorites. And then this other one is, Teachers affect eternity. No one can tell where their influence stops. And I definitely believe in that. And just think about where you are right now in your journey and how you got here. And it definitely has to do with some teachers or leaders or people that helped you get where you are and frame your mind so that you would be on this journey and this path. So I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a teacher this quarter, this semester, I should say. And I just want to end class with one word, final thought from each of you. So this will probably take us a minute. It'll be really quick. And I'm hoping let me enlarge my screen so I can see all of you. And so just think of one word that might capture the semester. It doesn't have to just be our class. It could be any one word, and it's your one word. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through this, and I'm trying to see if I can see everyone on my screen. Sorry, I'm just trying, I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, so we will start with, I'm going to just go across my screen here. So Jesse, one word to describe the semester or how you feel about the semester.
Insightful.
Okay. Lori? We'll let Lori jump in here.
Amazing.
Awesome. Jill? If we could hear you, Jill, just remember to unmute yourself. Jill, can you unmute yourself? We'll come back to you. We'll come back. Okay, we'll come back. Mia?
It's been eye-opening.
Okay. Nancy?
Educational.
Okay. Livier?
Unprecedented.
Okay. Marshall?
I would say that it's just been very
One word.
For Marshall.
Okay. It's going to be hyphenated. Anxiety free.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Mariana?
Motivating.
Okay. Juan? Can we hear you, Juan?
Yeah, there you go. Challenging.
Challenging. Okay. Socorro?
Mind blowing.
Okay. Brianna? Can we hear you? We can't hear you.
Exhausting.
Exhausting. Yep. Rebecca?
Helpful.
Helpful. Okay. John?
Finally getting it done.
Yeah. Carolina?
I'd say unexpected.
Yep. Okay. Melissa?
Unbelievable.
Okay. Veronica?
Interesting.
Jeanette?
Hopeful.
Okay. Brooke?
Engaging.
Okay. Caleb?
Helpful.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Enriching.
Okay. Lisa?
It was delightful.
Francisco?
Unusual.
One more time, Francisco?
Unusual.
Okay, unusual. James?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I haven't heard that one. Okay, that's awesome. Cynthia?
Unique.
Unique. And how about Dominique?
Inspirational.
Okay. Well, is there anyone that we missed that didn't get a chance? Oh,
Me?
yes, Jill.
I'm so sorry. It was really weird. I'm so sorry. My whole screen and did something weird. No, it was definitely for me, mind altering in a fabulous way.
Awesome. And I'll just end by saying that I feel blessed. It's been a blessing to have taught all of you in this very unique way. So I pray that all of you will be well after this and finish out the semester strong, and know that it's been a real joy to interact with each of you. So please be safe, take care, and then we will talk to you soon. And again, just email me if you need anything, and I will be in there the next all week into the sorry, I think I have, oh no, I just want to make sure there wasn't a comment somewhere.
James has a question.
I think there is. Okay. What is the question?
James, his hand's up.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't
James.
think oh, that's on my picture. Sorry. No, I don't have a question.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for all the laughter as well. You guys made me laugh plenty this semester. So go enjoy your families, and check your Blackboard in the next, just keep checking it. So if there's anything you're missing, that you can get that turned in, okay? All right, well, good night and have a safe night, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
See you around. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,